Look here.
That's a fun one. She
read?
loves that one.
You want to read ABC? There's a rocket in my pocket. You want to read that? There's a rocket in my pocket. Oh yeah. There's a rocket. There's a rocket in my pocket. Did you ever have the feeling there's a zamp in the lamp? Or a nink in the sink? Or was it in the closet? Sometimes I am quite certain there's a jerkin in the curtain. And when I hear a talk, I know his lock's behind the clock. And that Zelf up on the shelf, I have talked to her myself. Look at the Zelf up on the shelf. I like the Zabel on the table and the Gare beneath the chair. And but the Bofa on the sofa acts as if he doesn't care. I like the Geeling on the ceiling and the Zauer in the shower. And the Nubbards in the cupboards, I do like them a lot. But that Noothbrush on my toothbrush was summer nice, but he is not. The Yeps on the steps are always fun to have around, and so are many, many other friends that I have found. Like the Teller and the Neller and the Geller and the Deller and the Beller and the Weller and the Zeller and the Seller. I read this one a few times. There's a yodel in the bottle whom I do not wish to keep, but the Zillow on my pillow always helps me fall asleep. I'll read it again. Did you ever have the feeling there's a zamp in the lamp? Or a nink in the sink? Or was it in the closet? Sometimes are you bored with this one? Sometimes I'm quite certain there's a jerkin in the curtain. And when I hear a talk, I know his lock's behind the clock. Oh, she's through that one. You want to read ABC? ABC. ABC. Big A, little a. What begins with A? Ant and his alligator. A. Big B, little b. What begins with B? Barber, baby, bubbles, and the bumblebee. Big C, little c. What begins with C? Camel on the ceiling. C. Big D, little d. What begins with D? Donuts and a duck dog. D. Big E, little e. What begins with E? Ear, egg, elephant. E. Big F, little f. What begins with F? 4 fluffy feathers on a fiffer. Big G, little g. What begins with G? Goat and goo goggles. G. Big H, little h. What begins with H? Hungry horse, hen in hat. H. Big I, little I. What begins with I? Itchy, Ichabod. Big K, little K. What begins with K? Kangaroo and kite. Who's that?
Nobody.
Nobody. Big L, little L. What begins with L? Lion with a lollipop. Big M, little m. What begins with M? Big N, little n. What begins with those? 9 new neckties, nightshirt, and a nose. Big O, little o. What begins with O? Ostrich, oil, orange, owl. Oh, we're through with that one. Okay. We're through with that one. Let's see what else next down here. Quack. Oh, look at the duck. Quack. This little duckling has fluffy yellow feathers. Do they tickle when you rub your cheek against them? Rub the feathers. Woof. Here's a playful puppy that wants to be your friend. Why don't you whisper a secret in her ear? Feel her ear. You feel her ear? Yeah. Oink, oink. Look at this curious piglet coming to see you. Can you touch his nose with your nose? Yes. Oink, oink. Hop, hop. This cuddly bunny has a tail that looks like a little fuzzy ball. Can you pat it gently? Can you pat it gently? Yeah. Yeah. Bah, bah. Can you run your hand over the lamb's soft back? Feel how woolly her coat is. Yeah. This friendly kitten wants to cuddle close to you. Can you stroke the fur on her tummy? Can you rub her tummy? Rub her tummy. Kitty, kitty, meow, meow. Your baby will love these babies, all their favorite animals. These little chicks have just hatched. If you stroke them gently, you'll find out how soft their feathers are. Quack, quack. Bunny. Bunny, hop, hop. Bunny. That's Bunny.
You gonna read some, Violet?
Have you ever taken her by the little zoo down the street with the chickens and bunnies?
She loves it. The dogs really like it. We walk past that after every time we walk down the hill to the boardwalk, and we come back. We come up that street right past. They have a goat. They used to have 2 goats, but now they just have 1 goat.
Well,
And
now, there's either 2 goats or a calf. Maybe the baby calf. There's a black something.
then maybe they got another goat.
There's a black and a white goat, either that or a black. When I went by one time, I thought it looked like a little calf.
Well, they used to have a black goat and a white goat, and then they got rid of the black goat. And maybe they got the black goat back or got a different
They had 2 this morning.
And then they have lots of chickens and turkeys and
Yeah, and bunny rabbits. They had 4 or 5, they may have more than that, but.
yeah, Lola just is mesmerized with that place. She just sticks her nose right up to the fence.
How have they kept those, something, like Scott said, those raccoons that ate the chickens, how do they keep them from eating them?
Maybe they've got big enough, some big enough birds and other animals in there that'll keep the raccoons away. They've also got some big cats, and you'd think the cats would go after some of the birds, but maybe they just patrol the yard.
Yeah. Talking about the goat. Are you doing a video?
Oh, yes.
Daddy.
I've wanted to get a video of her grandparents reading to her.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you told me I looked dressed.
You look beautiful.